racist landlord tried to evict her, but didn't know she owned the building. He thought she was just another tenant, someone he could insult, control, and throw out like garbage. With his arrogant smirk, the landlord stood tall, calling her unworthy of living in his building. He wanted everyone to see her humiliation. But what neither he nor the neighbors watching knew was that she held a secret powerful enough to shatter his pride forever. This wasn't just a tenant. This was the true owner of everything he thought he controlled. The story begins in a quiet apartment complex in the city. For months, a hard-working black woman had been living peacefully in her unit. She paid her rent on time, followed every rule, and minded her own business. But the landlord, he wasn't interested in fairness. He was interested in control. Every time he passed her in the hallway, he muttered comments. "People like you don't belong here. This building is for real tenants, not charity cases." She ignored it, hoping the hate would die down. But it didn't. One morning, in front of her neighbors, he decided to go further. He accused her of being behind on rent, even though she wasn't. He shouted so loudly that everyone peeked out of their doors. Humiliation wasn't enough for him. He wanted the entire building to believe she was nothing. The neighbors stood in silence. No one defended her, and in that silence, her dignity was being ripped apart. But she stayed calm, because what he didn't know was that the tables were about to turn. That same week, he slid a paper under her door, an eviction notice. But the notice wasn't even real. It was a fake, illegal attempt to throw her out. The next morning, he showed up again, waving the paper proudly. "This is my building," he sneered. "And I decide who stays and who goes." She looked him straight in the eyes and finally spoke. "Are you sure about that?" she asked, her voice calm, steady, and unshaken. The landlord laughed. "Of course I'm sure. I own this place." But then, she reached into her bag and pulled out a thick folder of documents. The crowd of tenants leaned closer. Page after page. Legal contracts, ownership papers, notarized signatures. And there it was, her name. On the deed. The building was hers. The landlord's face drained of color. His arrogant smirk twisted into shock, then fear. "You tried to evict the, owner of this building," she said firmly. "And now, you're the one who's leaving." The neighbors gasped. A ripple of whispers spread through the hallway. In that moment, the man who thought he held all the power lost everything. The landlord begged, but it was too late. She stripped him of his position as building manager, effective immediately, and then, instead of celebrating his downfall, she turned to the crowd. Her words silenced everyone. This is why racism fails. Power changes hands, money changes hands, but respect, that should never be taken away from anyone. The neighbors, ashamed of their silence, apologized. One by one, they admitted they should have spoken up sooner. From that day forward, the building's rules changed. Fair treatment for every tenant, no more fear, no more prejudice hidden behind closed doors, and the man who tried to use racism to destroy someone, he was gone. Forgotten. A reminder that hate always collapses under the weight of truth. This wasn't just about one woman or one landlord. It was about all of us, because silence helps racism survive. So I'll ask you, if silence helps hate grow, will you be the bystander or the one who stands up? If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Hit the like button. Share this video with someone who believes in justice. And subscribe for more stories that prove one thing: racism always loses in the end.